Hey, what's up guys, welcome to Cubic Soul YouTube channel, and in this video I'm going to show you how we can retrieve data from SQLite database. So first of all, you can see that I have opened my Android Studio, and this was the previous code that we used to add our contact, and in this video we will try to retrieve that contact. So first of all, we have to create a model class. So right click on our package name, new, and click on Java class, and here I'm going to type contact model. Press enter button. So here you can see that we have create our model, and inside this model we have to declare two variables. The first one will be int id semicolon, and the second one will be string name and phone underscore number. So we have declared three variables because you know that our columns have our table have three columns. The first one will be id, name and phone number, and inside our model you can see we have created three variables: id, name and phone number. Again, open mydbhelper.java, and here we have to create a function here, public. So this function will return an array of model contacts. So this function type will be array list, and its type will be of contact model, and I'm going to name this function fetch contact. That's it. And so we have created a function, and now here first of all we have to get the reference of our database. So I will type here SQLite database db is equal to this dot get readable database, because we want to retrieve some data from our database. That's why I have used get readable database. But suppose if you want to insert data or do another operations like update or delete, then you can use get writable database. So because we want to fetch data, that's why we have to use here get readable database. And next, by using the reference of our database, I have to use this function raw query, and inside this query we have to pass two parameters. The first parameter will be our query, and the second parameter will be selection argument. Selection argument means suppose you want to fetch a specific type of data from your table, then we will pass that condition inside our second argument, and in the first argument we have to pass our query. So I will type here select star from, I will tell you that what is the mean of this star, and plus table underscore name. So this is our table name here above. Let me zoom out and let me show you. So you can see that our table name is contacts, that is stored in table underscore name variable. So I just have typed my table name here. So this is our complete query. Select star from table name. Star means all columns. Suppose you want to retrieve data from a specific column, so you can type your column name here like name, and suppose you have 10 or 20 columns of your table and you only want to retrieve two columns. So you can type first column name, comma, and then you can type second column name. And if you want to retrieve multiple columns, you can write those column names here by using comma. So because I want to retrieve all data from my database, that's why I will type here star, and at last here we have to use comma, and because I will pass null here because we have no selection arguments here, because we want to retrieve all the data without any restriction. That's it guys. Next we have to store this query inside a cursor. Okay, what is cursor? Cursor is used to read all the rows from your table. So, and next we have to declare here an array list, and the type of this array list will be contact model. I'm going to name this array list is equal to new array list. That's it, semicolon. And next we have to use a while loop here, while cursor dot move to next, and inside our while loop we will write our code to retrieve data from our table and create model of each row, and then we will store that model inside our array. So let me show you practically how we will do this. But first of all, let me show you what is cursor dot move to next. The cursor dot move to next function will return false when all the rows will be received from this query. When at the last row this while loop will be executed, but after that row cursor dot move to next function will return false, and our while loop will be ended. So it means that our cursor dot move to next function will help us to retrieve all the rows from our database. That's it guys. Now we have to create an object of contact model class. Here contact model is equal to new contact model semicolon, and we have to type here contact model dot id is equal to cursor dot get int semicolon and 0. so let me show you what does this lines means. This is our object contact model dot id. so this is a variable that I have initialized in my class, and by using this cursor I have applied a function dot get int, and 0 means that index of our table. What does it means? You know that we have 3 columns in our tables: id, name and phone number. The index of our first column is id is 0. The index of our second column name is 1. The index of our third column phone number is 2. So because in the first line we want to retrieve data from our this column, that's why we have to write its index in our get int function. That's why I type here 0. You don't need to write your column name, you just have to write your column index only. And second thing, we want to retrieve our name of our student, suppose. So I will type here contact model dot name and cursor dot get string. So because name is a string, that's why I have used get string function, and you know that the id is an int, that's why I use get int function here. And same we have to type our column index here, and at last we have to type here contact model dot phone number is equal to cursor dot get string and 2 semicolon. And now we have to add this model inside our array that we have declared above. So the name of our array is arraylist dot add, and inside this we have to add our model, which is contact model. So guys, I hope you understand. Still, if you have any question, you can ask us in the comment section, or you can watch the video again. And finally we have to return our this array list. So guys, our this code have been completed. Now I will open my main activity. Inside my main activity I am going to comment this line which we used in our previous lesson to add data, but now because we want to retrieve data from that table, that's why first of all I will use the reference of my database class dbhelper dot fetch contact. So this is the function that we have created, and semicolon. Okay, this function will get array of contact models, and we have to store this array inside our array lists class, and the data type of this array list will be contact model and our contacts. You can name this variable whichever you want, and now you can display this data to a list view, to a recycler view, to a text view, or wherever you want. But in my case I will just loop this data inside my locat, so I can show you that we have retrieved our data from our database. So I have to type here for int I is equal to 0 semicolon I less than contacts dot size semicolon, and at last we have to increment our I variable. Because we don't only have to write one line, that's why you don't need to use mid brackets, so you can directly write your first line here. Your for loop will be work. So I have to type here log dot d, and inside this we need to pass 2 parameters. The first is a string, so I just have type contact info plus, and second thing we have to type here name colon is equal to plus, concatenate this, and we have to type here contacts dot get I dot name. So guys, you can see that this line is throwing me an error because we don't have to concatenate here. We have to type here comma, and we don't use plus symbol here. And at next here again I will concatenate this, and I will type here phone number, again concatenate this, and I will print my phone number here inside my locat. So contacts dot get I dot phone number. That's it guys, my code is completed. Now let me run the app so I can show you the output. Just click on this play icon to run your Android app. So guys, here you can see that our app have been run successfully to our emulator, and you have to open your locat by clicking on this icon, and from here you have to select debug. And because there was a word in my string contact, so you can directly search that word here, and here you can see that our data have been retrieved to our locat contact info, name, find gap, and phone number, our random phone number. You can also see your database by clicking on app inspection, and here you can see that this is my database and this is my table contacts. These are the 3 fields that we were created while creating our tables. And here you can see that currently we have one row inside our table, and you can see that row at your locate. If you will have multiple rows of data, you will see that multiple rows inside your locate. So guys, I hope you must enjoyed this video, and if you have any question related to this tutorial, you can ask us in the comment section. We will try to answer your question. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel and share this video with your those friends who want to learn Android apps development. And finally, thanks for watching. Happy coding.